So, I want to talk about something that I think is way more common than most business owners want to admit. And honestly, I have been here myself. There's a type of business owner I see a lot, and they're smart, they're really capable, they've built a solid business, and they absolutely know their stuff. They're good at what they do, but they're stuck in the loop that is constantly keeping them playing small. And I call it the strategy hunter because the strategy hunter is always looking for the next framework, the next method, the next approach that's going to be the thing that finally moves the needle. It could be that you're seeing a new way to structure your offers or to try something new. They hear about a new content format and so they pivot immediately. They find a new way of positioning their business so it feels like they're starting over. And every month they're back at the beginning with a fresh strategy, wondering why they're still in the same place. And look, I can say this with love because your girl is a strategy girl. I love a good strategy. I love to see what other people are doing. And I think that if you're like that, then it's not uncommon to become a strategy hunter. But here's the problem is that all that searching, all that pivoting, all that collecting of new approaches, like if you have a Google Drive that is just full of downloads that you have grabbed but never really looked at, you're looking for something that I'm actually going to tell you is a bit deeper. Now, you might be sitting there thinking, Suz, no, that's not me. But you might be this other person, which is the tactic collector. And the tactic collector isn't jumping between strategies. They're gathering pieces, the right hook, the ideal posting time, the caption structure that's supposed to convert, the funnel sequence that worked for somebody else. They have notebooks full of ideas, maybe folders of saved posts, voice memos of ideas. You could probably genuinely teach a masterclass on a lot of it. But here's the thing. You're still not showing up consistently. You're still not launching the offer. The tactics are all there, but the execution isn't. And here's what the strategy hunter and the tactic collector have in common. They're both treating it like an external problem when the real work is internal. Oh, don't you hate that? Okay, so let's talk about what's actually going on. What is actually going on is that you are looking for a fix when you actually have to shift an identity. And if you're somebody who's constantly looking for the fix, but you're not actually showing up and creating a process of your own, creating a way that you do things that aligns with you, your personality, the way that you think, the way that you move, when you're constantly looking at how other people are doing it, even though they're not you, that is when you're going to just get into spinning drama and you're going to be somebody that continues to be in that cycle. And that's exactly what it is that it's a cycle that is not helping you to actually build and grow your business. And it's because you're constantly looking for something better. And one of my favorite sayings is, it all works. And what that means is that if you go all in on Instagram, it works. If you go all in on LinkedIn, it works. If you launch with a funnel, it can work. If you focus on YouTube to grow that and have that as your flywheel using an authority content engine, that works. So it's just about deciding what you are going to land on and then make work. And it's only when we decide to make something work and look at how we show up in that strategy where we say, okay, I'm going to go all in on Instagram, which means that I'm going to show up on the regular. I'm going to have a clear content strategy. I'm going to have a really clear funnel of that. If people want to work with me, like they go to my link or they comment a word and then it brings them into my world and I know exactly how that works. You will make that work. You can make that work, but you have to decide that you're going to block everything else out and you're going to go all in. And I think one of the biggest things that I see right now is that we're so dispersed with what we're trying to do that we're not going all in on ourselves. We're trying to piece things together that don't work together, but we're not saying, how do I move from owner operator to creator founder? And what's the difference? An owner operator is that you're sitting there working in the business, delivering, doing the thing, getting referrals. You're not actually out there showing your face, sharing what you think, creating from a place of, I am going to attract and magnetize the clients that I want. And these are identities. What I find is that sometimes I work with owner operators who are multi-six, seven-figure business owners. They've done really well doing what they do, but now they want to scale. Now they want to build something bigger than themselves. Now they want to work with multiple people. So going from a one-on-one to a one-to-many method and model, and they haven't shifted identities from owner operator to founder creator. And you have to become a founder creator if you are going to attract people that don't know you. If you are going to share your thought leadership, your expertise, the experiences and the outcomes that your clients have had with you. You have to become somebody who communicates that value. And that is an identity shift. That isn't just a strategy or a tactic. That's you deciding that you're going to show up and do the work and believe in the message and the content that you share. And the truth is that owner-operator identity has worked in the past for a very long time, but the market has shifted and you have to look at what you need to do as the creator founder to be able to accommodate that shift in the market. And the truth is that the creator founder still does all of the delivery work and they show up and they connect with their clients. But now it's about building an audience before you launch the offer. It's not about waiting to be perfect. It's not about having all your ducks in a row. It's actually about, and this is one of the biggest shifts, it's creating and building and attracting and growing potentially before you've got everything sorted and perfect. Because what do they say? If you wait till it's perfect to launch, you're launching too late. So that is part one of a two-part episode that we're going to be diving into. So I really just want you to ask yourself, are you being a strategy hunter? Are you being a tactic collector? Or are you really looking at your identity and making that shift from owner-operator to creator-founder? And ask yourself the question, what do I need to do? Like, what does that look like for me? And how can I start to make that shift? In the next episode, we're going to be talking about the 5 behaviors of a creator founder so that you can really look at what you're doing and whether you need to be thinking in a completely different way and how you can be thinking in a completely different way. Because if you are somebody that is wanting to scale and reach more people, work with more people, and you want to go from that one-to-one to one-to-many structure, then these are the shifts that you're going to have to make. I have worked with so many founders who have been service-based businesses, consultants, ex-corporate, who are wanting to come in and really build their coaching business, speaking, sharing their thought leadership, being able to work with a lot of people, write books, start podcasts, start YouTube. Like if you're somebody who deeply wants to create, you're somebody who wants to get your message out there. And to be honest, not everybody is going to want to do that. So this is for a very specific person. If you're happy being an owner operator where you're like, I just want to get on and do my thing. I'm happy just working one-on-one with clients. I don't really need to do everything else. And it's not about needing, it's about wanting. I think that a lot of us, I'm like this. If you're watching this, you might be like this, where you just want more. Like you want to have a bigger impact. You want to work with more people. You want to be in the room. You want to have influence and create a business that is sustainable for you, but also allows you to do the things that you love. And that is where creator founders come in. I think that it's easy to stay as owner operator, but if you've got the desire for more, then this is the shift that you have to make. So I can't wait to share the next episode with you. If you've got any questions, let me know. If you enjoyed this episode, I'd love you to like, subscribe, and follow along. So stop watching, start creating, and go be bold. And I will see you in the next episode.